Hey fuckboys and Sabellas. Welcome to the Angry MGTOW show where I just don't give a fuck. Today we're going to be looking at a video and the topic is white women will hate being homeless. Response to Wanderlust Estate. I'm really doubling down on this subject as you can see, just for the fun of it. So let's go ahead and head over to the video and let's see what our little lady has to say today.
Hey guys, so this is Catalina, and you probably remember seeing her from the trip to Fort Worth and also to Dallas. When we went into Fort Worth, Catalina, we stayed in the van with me at Fort Worth, but then the next night had me go get a hotel. And then she just came here to Seattle. Well, she flew into Spokane and then hung out with me in Washington State, and we stayed in the van just outside of Seattle overnight again. She gave it a second chance. So let's I thought it would be interesting to hear from a woman's perspective as far as how they feel about staying in the van, sleeping in the van, and whatnot.
So this is a woman who is not used to van living, and this is going to be an interesting video, I think, because there are so many women who think that, oh, I can do it, I don't need a man, blah blah blah. And it's funny because the first time after she stayed in a van the first time, she then went and said, hey, go get me a hotel room, I can't sleep in here tonight again. Now she's trying to do it again, and it's funny because, you know, obviously money is a concern for a lot of women, but you know, they like to be pampered. They think that they're just as tough as men, though. And then when it comes down to real hard living, many of them can't do it. So let's see how she felt about van life.
So, Catalina, can you tell us about your feelings on the Fort Worth trip, sleeping in the van?
Well, first of all, I thought, oh, I want to be safe. And being in the van, well, I haven't been before.
Did that seem unsafe to you, or?
No, yeah, after that we found the safe place and we made the van inside comfortable, and I could see I have a place that I could or even have a shower before I sleep, or brush my teeth and go to the restroom. And we found it. A safe place, a place where I could go to the restroom and come back and sleep comfortably.
So notice she makes a very big point about the restroom. She's mentioned the restroom like 2 or 3 times already in like the last minute. And I've talked about this before. All these women who are living in these vans, living in these cars, they are shitting at the side of the road. I keep talking to you guys about it and you don't believe me. Because if there's nowhere for them to go, usually their cars are way too small. Although this one woman did say that she found that peeing in McDonald's cups are really great. But for most women, it's going to be too cramped in a car to pee. So I said it, a lot of them are peeing at the side of the road. There was one woman in another video who said that she used to feel embarrassed, but now when nature calls, and she showed us the bucket that she shits in and the cup that she uses to pee in. And, you know, again, here you have a woman who's not homeless, has a place to live, and she's been traveling back and forth. She flies to different places, and, you know, she's tried, you know, sleeping in the van. And she said that there was a place for her to, once they found a place where she could shower, a place where she could go to the bathroom, they actually had restrooms, then it was okay for her to come and sleep in the van. So again, basically she had in a place where all the other things are provided, a bathroom, a shower, presumably food, whatever. You know, everything else was, when everything else was provided, then just sleeping in a van is okay. But actually living in a van, when you don't have a place to actively shower, when you don't have a place to actively go to the bathroom, it's a very different thing. I keep talking about it. These women were saying, oh, I lived in a van for a month, I lived in a car for a year. It was fine, I loved it. And I'm thinking to myself, where did you shit? Where did you shower? Where did you piss? Because some of you don't even have a gym membership. And again, you're not always going to be by a Walmart. You're not always going to be by a store where you can go and take a piss or shit. So realistically, you're pissing and shitting at the side of the road. There's no getting around it. A lot of these women are simply quite dishonest about it.
Comfortable, and we made the van comfortable, and it was comfortable and safe. It is everything that I was looking for.
So then you think it's a good idea to stay in the van instead of paying for a hotel now? Or is it just only because you need to?
Yeah, for those and for me that doesn't want to spend too much money to travel, it's convenient.
Okay. So now, how did it change so much your opinion from Fort Worth when you had me then, stay in a hotel the next night, and your opinion now? What really changed it?
Well, in Seattle, that we stayed here overnight, I think the place was really nice. It was in a truck stop, but were close to a restaurant where we had like a good breakfast and a good view when we woke up.
So what was the view of that made it good?
It was like surrounded by mountains and pines everywhere. Like we could smell the pine tree.
So really, it's not so much the thing you didn't like about it in Fort Worth wasn't so much the sleeping in the van as it was just simply the location that it was in.
Yeah, it was more about the outside.
Okay.
So, for example, not only do women want to feel safe, but they also want to sleep in an area that's nice. So if they feel like they're sleeping in a place that looks crappy, like if they're sleeping in Compton, they're not going to want to sleep in Compton on the streets. Not saying anyone would want to. But again, they want to live in it. They want to be in a nice place with nice scenery and accessible to food. Like she brought it up. She said that we had breakfast and it was nice and it was different. This is the thing. Women want luxury and they want comfort and they want everything prepared for them. They want a place to shower. They want a place to shit. They want a place to eat. Someone to prepare the food for them. She talked about the van. Once we made it comfortable, she wants it to be comfortable for her, really comfortable, made really nicely. Then she can rest and sleep okay. Women want modern comfort. So when I talk about women living in their vans, it's a complete joke. Not most women will not be able to pull it off, and the ones who even could, many of them won't even have cars, because cars are disappearing, and it's something people don't understand. The days of owning a car is coming to an end. We're entering a new society where renting a car will be the new thing. Car sharing, where multiple people will use the exact same car, especially with automated driving. One of the big things that the government will love is when people no longer get behind the steering wheel. The days of people sitting behind a steering wheel are coming to an end. It'll be all automated, and like I said, companies will no longer sell you a car, and they're no longer going to lease you a car. They're going to rent you on a per ride basis. You want to go somewhere, you're going to pay $10 to go there. And so a lot of times if you're going in the same direction as someone else, guess what? You're going to be sharing. You heard me. You're going to be sharing that ride. People are going to be sharing rides in the future. A lot of rides, that's how Ubers work now. For example, they pick up multiple people when they do Ubers these days. If you're going in the same direction as someone else, they'll pick up multiple people in an Uber. And you're still going to end up paying the same amount of money you would have paid anyway, even though they're picking up like multiple people. So you're still going to end up spending $20 that you would have spent before for your Uber. But now you're going to also share that Uber with someone else. So they're going to basically make tons more money while milking people. It's a ridiculous thing, and that's where the future is headed. Nate Reynolds says she should audition to be Angry's maid. Honestly, I would want someone younger. I wouldn't. You guys have to be kidding me. I would not have her. I would not have her as my maid. No. If I'm gonna have a maid, I'm gonna have someone much younger than that.
because like we made the van comfortable,
Okay.
you know, and then inside is comfortable. I think I felt more comfortable in Seattle because of the environment.
Okay.
Like we were like in a nice, close to the nice restaurant and surrounded by the mountains and the pines, and
Okay.
inside the van.
Guess we need to go and get you on your flight now, huh?
Yeah.
So, this is the future for women. The future for women is one of homelessness. It's one where they don't have a place to live and they have very few options in between. So they will find themselves having to compromise. And when I say compromise, that means doing things they don't want to do and living in places they would never ever think that they would find themselves in. Modern women have literally broke the bank. They broke society, and now society is going to fight back. Essentially, society is not going to give them anything. It's not going to take care of them. It's, you know, women thought that society was here to provide them with entitlements. As those entitlements evaporate, they're going to find themselves with fewer options and literally have to settle for next to nothing. Feminism has fooled women. Feminism has told women that they are great, they are powerful, they are strong, and they don't need a man to survive. They are more capable on their own than with a man. And now they're going to discover, no, they're not. No, they're not more capable without a man. No, they're not more capable on their own. No, they're not more capable, period. They need a man to survive. They need family. They need comfort. They need to be taken care of because they cannot live a rugged lifestyle. Women have essentially fooled themselves. They allowed feminism to fool them. They allowed feminists to fool them. And now they are going to pay for those actions with discomfort, with living in the streets, with experiencing starvation. These things are what women are going to go through now because they don't have a man to help them. They don't have a man to take care of them. They don't have a man to lead them. Women have a hard decision just deciding what they want to eat. So how do you think they're going to find a place to sleep when they're homeless? Many of them will not. Many of them will struggle. Many of them will end up in very poor living situations. And many will also find themselves being taken advantage of by men and degenerates who don't actually give a damn. They're not afraid to hurt women. In fact, some of them get off on it. A lot of women are going to find themselves being preyed upon by these guys. You know, they talk about we live in a rape culture. That's when they're going to experience a rape culture when they're living in FEMA camps and they have degenerates preying upon them that don't give a damn. When they have criminals attacking them that don't give a damn. That's when they'll experience a rape culture. Okay? And, you know, it's funny when you have leftists attacking the police officers saying they want the police gone, but they're going to be screaming for police. They're going to be hollering and shouting for the cops to protect them, even though they've been attacking the cops for so long. Women are such bad hypocrites. But again, everything is coming to an end now. As entitlements dry up in the United States, as Donald Trump cuts all of that shit, there's going to be a multitude of homeless women. There's going to be very few options for them. And nor does anyone else really feel sorry for them. They've done it to themselves, and they deserve it. That's honestly goodness truth. I also want to remind you guys that I make about 3 of these videos per day plus bonus videos, so please consider going to my Patreon, linked on my YouTube homepage, or you can also find a link to it in the description of this video, and leaving a donation. And if you become a Patreon, please donate via Patreon because it becomes a recurring basis. You can donate as little as $5 per month. This ensures I can continue to put out quality content for you guys, so definitely please consider becoming a Patreon. Also, never miss another Angry MGTOW video again by clicking on the notification button below any of my videos next to the subscribe button. When you do that, you'll see a pop-up that says send me all notifications for this channel. Just click on the checkbox, hit save. If you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. This will ensure you will never miss another notification from me, another video from me. You'll always get a notification whenever I'm live streaming or whenever I put out a video. So let me know if you agree that white women will hate being homeless. They will literally scorn being homeless. They are going to go absolutely insane from being homeless. They'll want men to help them, but there will be a resounding silence because they've already burnt all their bridges. There's no goodwill left, and the government is not going to give them any more entitlements. Many will end up homeless. Many will find themselves in circumstances that they cannot get out of. They will beg for help, but they will not be able to receive it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you liked the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MGTOW or death. And say it with me. Here it comes. Cheers. Yeah.